Hey everybody, what's up? Hope you guys had a good Christmas, and this is James the Red Engine Fan 1994 here with...
My name is Yaniel Rivera. How you guys doing?
Yup, and this time he's joining me for a Wooden Railway review of Duck, the original model. I also have the 2014 model right here. So, you know what? No. Seeing as how I have both versions of Duck, I figured, why not, you know? Just review one of them. And, well, I guess do a comparison too, so... So to start off with the backstory, I'll let Yaniel take it away.
So, we're looking at the Thomas and Friends Wooden Railway Duck. We're looking for both versions, the Fisher Price one and the original. Is that the Learning Curve one? If I'm not mistaken, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Of course, the original Duck. Well, the original Duck came out back in between 1992 to 2011 when Learning Curve was still around before Fisher Price took the Wooden Railway range, and yeah. And it's compared to the newer version, which has the updated face with like the model era, not the model era, the CGI era, when Duck was reintroduced in season 16, no, season 17. Sorry, 17. Yeah.
17, correct. You're correct. 17.
Yeah, because I know he appeared in the season 18 episode, but I wasn't sure which season he appeared first.
Well, his last appearance was season 12 in the episode, I think, Best Friends.
Yeah, in the model era, yeah, his last appearance was in season 12. And
in that episode, Duck didn't actually speak at all.
Mm-hmm.
Which is pretty weird.
There was one episode that he did speak, but I don't remember.
3 other episodes he did appear in, but spoke in. He spoke in 3 episodes and then did not speak in only 1.
Exactly.
Now, that's interesting to me. Like, why would they have Duck in that episode when he wouldn't even speak?
Yeah, that was weird. I think it's just a cameo role at the end of the day. It's not really... It's interesting to learn about it, but since we don't have the details of why they did that, so it's kind of up in the air. So anyone can interpret what happened.
And also, I think Duck's model had some problems moving on set. That's why
it did.
Maybe that's why
it did before. Yeah,
we barely saw him move in that season. Anyway,
it did have. I think it was when someone told me that the Duck model actually had problems moving.
Yeah,
but that was like way before the new series came in. So that was like during the season 5, season 6 era. So at the time, they probably fixed the error he had, but. That was a while. That was before the new series. But I could be wrong. You know, I don't remember much about I do know about the model era, like the behind the scenes and everything, but
CGI series
into it. So
yeah, true. All right. So Duck, obviously, like Yaniel said, was introduced like sometime between 1992 and 2011.
Yeah, because there were 2 versions of the Learning Curve. The original one with the
flat magnets,
with the flat magnet, and with the curved magnet. And then I think the curved magnet came out like when the 2000s onwards.
Yeah, which is what you're seeing right now in front of the camera. This model is the 2003 to 2004 model. Still Learning Curve though, but it's from. Let me check the dates on the wheels. Give me a minute. Yup, 2000... Oh my god, hold on. Going Thomas Limited. 2003. So this model's from 2003.
Keep in mind that there were many variations of the Wooden Railway choice, considering that there was the Learning Curve line, there was the Tomy line, wasn't that big. It only ran for 2 years because it was only a Japan only stuff. And they had the Mattel line, which is obviously the Fisher Price line that we know nowadays. Well, we used to know because they're now canceled.
Yeah, like Wooden Railway is completely gone. So, but I'll save that for the end.
Yeah.
So, honestly, I don't see why people like. Why do people like the old version, this old version of Duck, when there's obviously a newer version?
I think I think most people, when they talk about Wooden Railway, from my experience at least, when they talk about Wooden Railway, they always look back at the original model and what made the original model stand out compared to like the new ones. And it's mostly about nostalgia as well, you know, because since we were kids, we had the original versions of the toys with
That's
the original
true,
faces
yeah.
and everything.
Oops. That's true.
But yeah, most people that I've talked to, yeah, they still love the Fisher Price version because the Fisher Price version are high quality as well.
Yeah, true. And also, I have to bring up the new one for a minute. To be honest, I actually like the newer version of Duck. I'm sorry, but it actually fixes the problem that the original model was lacking. So to be honest, I'd go for the newer model instead. I mean, yeah, I like the older one, but so you just can't, you gotta move on, you know?
Yeah, it makes sense. But I guess at the end of the day, it's just personal preference, I guess, opinions and everything. So.
So, anyways,
Now I can see the improvements because I have photos here right now. I can see the improvements of the new Duck compared to the old one.
Yeah.
The first thing I noticed is that the original Duck doesn't have a it does have a funnel. No, it doesn't have a funnel.
It doesn't.
It doesn't at all. So
no, it doesn't. That's
a plus that the newer version gets.
At least they fixed the no funnel issue on the new one.
Yeah.
What's the second thing?
Another thing I can see is that the Great Western logo on the older model is more accurate to the model Great Western logo, as the new version is more accurate to the CGI version.
Ah. And the third thing I want to bring up is, on the original model, Duck never had like those his black wheel arches and sandboxes, whereas on the new model he does. And that's a plus for the new model.
This one's like a minor, minuscule change, but it's like noticeable. On the original Duck, you can see the cab on the top part of the cab is curved, and then the newer version is flat.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's flat.
Another thing with the original Duck is doesn't have a handrail, just a sort of thin groove in the boiler area.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Whereas the newer model actually has an actual handrail.
Yeah, I guess in the original model they tried to replicate it. Like they tried replicating a handrail, but at the time there wasn't like the material to use one. So
I don't think the materials for it were available back then.
Yeah, so they decided to they carved it in so that way it would make sense.
I give them effort for trying. I mean, I give them credit for trying.
Exactly. That's what most people would say, that at least they tried to make it as close as possible to the TV show.
And then another thing, on older Duck models from the 2000s and as well as the late 90s, there was a ledge on the back. Apparently, this is the 2000s model. The 2003 to 2004 model, it doesn't have a ledge. It's just blank. I don't know when they started getting rid of the ledges. I don't know when they started doing that.
Yeah.
Actually, hold on, let me see. No, Rosie doesn't have a ledge. Let me take out the late 90s model of the Tired Out Thomas. As you can see, it actually has a ledge on it, whereas on the 2003 redesign of Thomas, it doesn't have it.
Interesting. That's like the first time I heard of it, so...
I think it's just only the tank engines that had ledges, but I do know the tender engines had it.
Yeah.
Another thing with Duck is... I guess the face, I mean, yeah, it is accurate to the model series, but... Honestly, if you're a CGI...
It's not 100%,
accurate.
Some of the wooden railway models, their faces are modeled after the Owen arts. Owen Bell. Owen Bell art, yeah. And the DVD menus and such are modeled after that, not necessarily the TV show exactly.
Dude, Owen Bell was an amazing Thomas illustrator. I'm not gonna lie, he was amazing.
Yeah, I love his art. I have most of his art on my phone that he did. Oh my god, it looks amazing.
I wonder whatever happened to Owen Bell. Did he pass away?
No, I don't think so. He's still around. He's probably just doing other projects.
How cool would it be if he came back to illustrate one last Thomas book, this time in the CGI style?
It would have to be something that it would have to be like something related to an anniversary, most likely.
Good point. Yeah. Yeah, okay. And then Duck remained. Surprisingly, Duck was not discontinued until 2010, which is a shame. Which I could see why they did it. Duck was not really a main character, I think, by that point, and I think he started to lose his popularity. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if that made total sense, but
I mean, even when Duck never appeared, like the fans were still there. Like they were.
He was still relevant somehow.
Yeah, thanks to the fans, he was still relevant at the time, even when he wasn't like the main focus of an episode.
Or not in the series at all.
Exactly.
Well, new series, more like. And then
I believe the original Duck model, the only way you could get it is like the regular packaging, or if I remember correctly, because I think I owned this, or I think I owned it and I gave it to someone. There was a Wooden Railway Learning Curve double pack, which came with 2 engines. It was like a blister pack, which came with 2 engines.
Oh.
And there was there was a set that came with Duck, and I think it was either one of the Artsdale engines. I can't remember who exactly.
I don't remember seeing that. I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, Wooden Railway had blister packs, and they included 2 Wooden Railway engines in one. And it was random. It could be like a troublesome truck with Donald. It could have been like Duck with Douglas. It was random.
Actually, speaking of random packs, and I'm sorry to get off topic for this, there was actually a Wooden Railway 2-pack, blister 2-pack with Douglas and a Sodor Line caboose.
Yeah, that was one of them.
And I was like, could that be a reference to the Spiteful Brake Van episode? That could most likely could be a reference.
Considering that the Spiteful Brake Van never had like a Wooden Railway, or I believe even a Tomy release officially.
He actually did have a Wooden Railway model.
He did?
Yeah.
I didn't remember that.
It's just that he surprisingly he was never released in Tomy or Trackmaster. I guess he wasn't that popular enough to get a Tomy Trackmaster model.
I think he I know Bachman has released it. I know that.
Not yet, at least.
Not yet, yeah. It has been announced. The G scale version.
I have seen pictures. I have seen pictures of it.
Yeah, the A show version and the G scale.
But anyways, and then like I said, obviously 2010, Duck was discontinued, and then for a while, we didn't have a model of our Great Western friend. Well, him and I think Oliver as well. But that is until 2014, when Duck was reintroduced into the range. Now, to me, that was kind of that took me by surprise at first. I was like, wait, there's no way Mattel would bring back classic characters in Wooden Railway. But what made them do it?
Andrew Brenner.
What made them decide to bring back Duck into Wooden Railway?
I think it was Andrew Brenner. Andrew Brenner was the one that wrote this episode, and he told the staff at Mattel that he would like to bring back some of his favorite characters.
James, Toby, Bill, and Ben are Andrew's favorite. Duck wasn't his favorite.
No, but not one of his favorites. I mean, one of the characters that he wanted to see.
Oh, fan favorites. Fan favorites, yeah.
Not necessarily his favorites.
But fan favorites, the ones that everyone knew. I see what you mean, yeah. So they brought back Duck and Wooden Railway, and honestly, what was your first reaction when you found out that Duck was being brought back into the Wooden Railway line? What was your first reaction?
When I returned back to the Thomas fandom and I found out the new Wooden Railway releases for Tale of the Brave and everything, I heard that was going to be a Duck model. But I was told that like it most likely was going to be a re-release, and I said, "Oh, it's not a big deal." When I saw the first photos, then I was surprised, saying, "Wait, what? Are they bringing back Duck?" When I saw the CGI face, I said, "No, there's no way he's going to bring this guy back." I was like, "This probably is something like fan made or anything." And then a couple of days later, it was officially announced by Fisher Price that new wooden railway toys were coming, and Duck was one of them from the first wave or the second wave.
I didn't get a wooden railway duck, well, the newer one, until Christmas of this year. Surprisingly.
Oh, you got it as a Christmas gift.
Yeah, so this duck model was actually a Christmas present. Thank you, sister. Speaking of duck, and I'm sorry to get off topic again, I noticed that we got reintroduced versions of, hold on, let me pull them out,
Oh, hold on, what do you say?
I noticed that we got reintroduced versions of Duck, Bill, Ben, and Oliver, but not the Scottish twins.
Oh, you mean in the wooden railway range?
Yeah, didn't you see that as weird?
Yeah.
I found it so weird.
There's still like characters that return that still don't have like merch, like new merch.
Like Donald and Douglas.
Daisy is one of them.
Yeah, and Duck, Oliver, Bill, and Ben seem to be the most popular.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that was one thing that the fans were surprised that they brought back Daisy, but she never had, like, after her original wooden railway toy, there was no merch for her. Like,
maybe they thought maybe they were going to release her, but then decided to cancel.
Like, ever since she returned from Lost Treasure, she still doesn't have any merch. Especially, like, surprisingly, she doesn't have, like, a new wood range. So, kind of weird what they're doing with her.
Maybe yeah, that's pretty weird, too. And then, I mean, the Oliver and Oliver pack was a complete surprise. Maybe that was just a joke.
I don't think she even has an Adventures toys as well. So, considering that Adventures did pretty much all the characters that came out recently.
Adventures only did Bill, but not Ben. That's pretty weird.
Yeah.
Maybe they thought it was just best to have only one of the twins. But
I can't blame them, because, I mean, the Wooden Railway kind of did the same thing, but they did it with the colors, where they put one of the blue and then the other yellow, so I can kind of see what they did.
Bill was yellow, whereas Ben was blue.
Yeah, I can kind of see where they're coming from.
Yeah. So, back to Duck. Honestly, I didn't think Duck I thought Duck was going to be like a limited release, like a limited reintroduction, you know?
Well, I mean, it kind of makes sense, you know, if they're going to bring back old characters. They made like a special edition or anything. Considering that the other toy, like Adventure, they did special editions for some of the toys.
Yeah, Adventures had Oliver, which I am gonna get at some point, and Bill too. But other than that, do I recommend this Duck model? Definitely. If you like the newer model, then go ahead and get him.
If you guys want to buy like the new Duck model, the 2014 or the most recent one that came out, you can find it on Fisher Price's page. It is still available.
It is.
Or you can just search it on some like a secondary market.
Amazon.
If you want to find the original Duck model, that's gonna be secondary market, because there's no official website that is selling it right now.
Now, there's two places you can get the original Duck model. One is eBay, which I wouldn't trust because eBay rips you off sometimes.
Yeah, but considering the good track record I have with Thomas Toys, I mean, you can probably find an original Duck model on eBay, like in good hands, but it depends on the price. That's the main issue, is the pricing. But yeah, you can find in most places. It doesn't have to be eBay as well. You can maybe like conventions or anything.
As I say, the second website is most likely would be your best bet would be Amazon. I'm pretty sure they have some older Thomas merch, older Wooden Railway models. I'm sure they would have it.
Yeah, they most likely do.
But their pricing is ridiculous. No joke. I found like a Wooden Railway Donald, and I think he was like somewhere in the 90s or in the 80s or 70s price range. Like, I don't get why are they making older merchandise so expensive.
I mean, sometimes the older merchandise, when it's something that it didn't sell well, even if it did
during
sell
its
well,
original run.
Well, it will still become rare because I've seen toys in the past before that didn't sell well, but like 10 years later, in like the secondary market, they're like really expensive because those toys weren't bought by everyone, and considering that they're like limited quantities now,
Yeah,
they
true.
make them like rare. So
I guess that explains why they're expensive. I guess that explains it.
mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot to go over the specs and details about it. Whoops. So you got the GWR logo. It's outlined in red, which is nice. Red's my favorite color, so thank you. Obviously his number 8 is the same, although if you look closely on the newer model, it's... Hold on for a sec. Let me get this focus. It's a little bit more sharper and more prominent than on the older model. Let me see here. Obviously, he has no funnel, which is what the new model fixes. I love that. So I'm guessing these two would be his dome. I'm guessing the first green dome would be his funnel. That's what I'm guessing, and then this one back here would be his real dome. I don't know. I feel like one of the domes was used to represent a non-existent funnel.
The original dome model had 2 domes.
Well, actually, on the new model, he actually does.
Does he?
Yeah, because I'm looking at the new duck model now. I'm looking at it off camera. And Duck actually has 2 domes. One is his steam dome. The other one is his safety dome. I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I unless I could be wrong about that. I have to look at the Bachmann model to make sure.
Let's see. Oh, you're right. You're correct, because the Bachmann model does have the dome, and it has like where the safety valve is.
So that's what it is. Okay. I kept thinking that both of them were his steam domes. Shit. Okay. So and he has round magnets, but he's also from, oh, hold on. He has his name written on the bottom, which is nice. I know he's beat up, but this is because I got this duck model from a flea market. It was only $3. I got him along with the 2003 Thomas, 2006 Rosie, and of course Duck. And
yeah, some of my Thomas toys, I had them as well from the flea market.
Well, as well as one of the giggling troublesome trucks from the 2006 pack. That's how I got this Duck model. Because I got him along with 3 Ertl models for $9. That reminds me, I actually have the Ertl Duck with me. One sec, let me pull him out. Because some of the models... Okay, hold on. I'm sorry to get off topic again. I just had to do this. At the flea market, and I know I've already done a video about this. Go check it out. I got Duck, the Wooden Railway Duck, as well as the 3 other toys, as the same day as the Ertl models. So, which is, cool. So I obviously went for Donald and Douglas.
Well, you went all out.
Yep. Duck, Ertl Duck. And my favorite character, my all-time favorite character, as you guys already know, James. So, yeah. I mean, I wanted to originally get all of the Steam Team members, like the original 11 members. But then it would be too much money. So I decided on, like, 4. James, Duck, and the Scottish Twins. Because I never had those guys as a kid.
Yeah, you should definitely, like, search them up, see if you can find them.
The only Ertl models I had were Thomas, Toby, Scarloey, Duke, and Annie and Clarabelle. And I think also Diesel 199 as well.
I do have a lot of the Earl models, but they're all tucked away in storage because
are they still in their boxes?
I don't have room right now to display everything. So
are they in their boxes now, or still, or are they unopened? I mean, are they open? Sorry.
I have a box where I have them mixed with my Trackmaster toys because those are the Earl toys that I play as when I was a kid. So there's some of them that are in box, and then some of them are next to the Trackmaster ones that I used to play.
Okay.
But it's kind of funny because I have like plenty of duplicates. Like I think I have like two Thomas in the box, and I have like 3 or 4 Thomas like outside.
Ah,
So
nice.
it's kind of it doesn't worry me because I had plenty of duplicates.
Well, that's good. At least you can use some of the duplicates for an accident scene.
Yeah. If I can find the box, I might share a picture with you about it. But they most likely they're all like beaten up.
Oh well,
they're all like squished together with the Trackmaster toys.
Hey, no toy stays perfect forever even after being in storage, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it'll have some wear and tear on it, but hey, that's what happens when you play with it for like most of your life and then put it away in storage and then you dig it out like 20 something years later.
Mhm.
Like, you know, just an example or so. So, this duck model is nice. I do recommend him, but again, if you like the newer model, get him. I mean, it's your preference of what you guys like, and if you want to keep this duck for nostalgia reasons, then, you know, go ahead. I do that too. And besides, this was the only wooden railway duck model I had.
Or, if you guys want both, you can get both as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, the new duck would just represent. I feel like these two duck models represent 2 different eras of the Thomas TV series. One, the original represents the classic model series, and the newer duck represents the CGI current series.
Mhm.
I guess that's how I look at it. 2 different eras of the show.
You can use one of the models to remake a CGI episode, or the original models to remake a model episode.
True. Or you could just have an episode where Duck actually finds his long-lost brother.
Exactly. So
it's kind of like
anything what you want with it.
Just like how Arnold finally found his long-lost parents.
Oh yeah, from Hey Arnold. Yeah, I saw that movie.
That could actually be an interesting movie. Duck goes on a journey to find his lost brother, after presuming that he's been dead.
That could be one interesting fan story as well.
Yeah, it would mostly, but yeah, true. It would be interesting to see how like Duck notices that he hasn't heard from his brother in like, I don't know, a long time, and he's presumed that he's been scrapped. When he actually does find him, if he finds out that he's actually been preserved.
Exactly. Also, you guys can also get, if you guys aren't interested in Wooden Railway, which I can ask myself, why not? Why aren't you interested? But if you are one of those guys that like aren't huge on Wooden Railway, you can also get like the Brio version of Duck as well.
Is the Brio version of Duck better than the Wooden Railway model, or not really?
It's not an improvement, but it's like an alternate choice of a wood engine.
Yeah, that's true. Besides, I don't see Thomas Wood making Duck at all. I don't see them doing that.
They most likely are just gonna work on like the international engines because that's all their plans, I believe. Because the wood engines that are revealed so far are like Rebecca, Nia, and most likely the Flying Scotsman, and then most likely the other ones are just international engines.
Rebecca is not an international engine.
I know, but she just, I don't know, they just put them in that place. They put them there because as a new release, but most of the new engines are going to be the international ones.
Okay. So that's all I gotta say. Oh my gosh, this video's been running at 28 minutes. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's actually all I have to say about this Duck model. I'm not gonna give it a rating because I prefer the new model better. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you're a Duck fan, get him. Or if you just like Thomas and Friends in general and are a fan of Wooden Railway.
I used to be a huge fan of Duck back in the day, but I'm more of an Oliver guy now.
Yeah, actually, speaking of Duck, Duck was my original favorite, like way back when I was like probably in middle school.
Yeah, I used to love when I saw Duck in season 2. Yeah, I fell in love with this character.
You instantly fell in love with the character, right?
Mm-hmm. Not only the way he looks, but I love the way he treated the other engines and everything.
His theme is great too.
Oh my god, the Mike Engineer theme for him is so amazing.
So Duck was my original favorite, and actually no, Percy was my original favorite. Then I moved to Duck. Duck was my favorite after a while, and then finally, James. Finally, James was my favorite, and I'm sticking with that. I don't know why, but for some weird reason, whenever James appeared on screen when I was younger, I was just unknowingly attracted to the character. Like it was like I was suddenly attracted to the character of James, like for like an unknown reason. I knew about it, but I was just unaware about it.
That's okay.
Like it was so weird. Like I was like somehow drawn to James for no reason.
Yeah.
I think it's because of the way he looked.
No, most likely.
And his color
so,
too.
Guys, you gonna end the video now?
Yeah, it's like the 30 minutes now.
All right. So yeah. If you guys enjoyed the review,
if you guys
are interested in getting this, there are multiple ways to get both versions. If you're mostly looking for the new Fisher Price version, you just get it on the Fisher Price website. Or if you're looking for the older model, just Amazon or eBay.
Yeah. And I would be careful, because on eBay, some of the items, not all the items for Thomas are free shipping. So I would be careful.
Yeah, because they can be like overpriced when you check out the item.
So I hope you guys enjoyed it. So this is James, the Red Engine Fan, 1994, signing out, along with...
My name is Yaniel Rivera. You can follow me on Twitter at Yaniel Rivera. I usually post a lot of things related to Thomas and everything, so if you guys want to follow me, there you have it. And Happy New Year's, everybody.
Happy New Year to you all.
And we're looking forward for a new 2019. Hopefully, 2019 is like everything is going well.
Yep. And be on the lookout for when I make a New Year's Eve video on the day of New Year's Eve. And yeah, so just be on the lookout for that. So, bye.
And I want to thank, of course, James the Red Engine Fan here for inviting me for this video. I want to thank him for everything he's done ever since a few months. The conversations we had about Thomas and everything. I want to thank you for that.
Gracias, Senor Rodriguez. Gracias, Senor. I took a little bit of Spanish in college.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna end it for real, so bye.